Whoa! XRP just got relisted on yet another crypto exchange. And trust me when I say that the actual listing isn't that important, but I'd say the implication here is. And I'll tell you guys exactly why I think so in just a second. But before we do that, guys, make sure you put that like button on. Not sure how you put it on, but make sure you get it done. And let's dive right into the story. So right now, LCX, a crypto exchange I never use, but that's pretty popular. Oh, they're going pretty crazy on the XRP FOMO, giving a full thread about why it's so amazing, and just kind of promoting time and time again that they right now are trading XRP. And like I said, I literally couldn't care less, I should say, about this specific exchange. I don't think it's going to allow for many more people to hop on in, but the reason I think it's so important is because this proves yet again. There was a settlement, a lawsuit victory about a week ago, and a week later, this exchange comes on in to relist. I mean, it's quite interesting if you really start thinking about it that it's a week later and not everybody has hopped on the bandwagon yet. Do you already get where I'm going with this story? The story, or at least part of the story here, has to do with the idea that people seem to think lawsuit is over, relistings come, boom, XRP price to the moon. Which I was also one of the ignorant few that thought that, right? I'd say even ignorant majority. When in reality, like with almost any other asset, the price works in mysterious ways, and the retail is a small percentage with us XRP, with our XRP, I should say. And how it usually works is along the lines of we get something pretty amazing that sets the start for many more amazing things to come. And then as those more amazing things come, the price gradually increases. And it can be accelerated by certain factors like the listing, like the lawsuit settlement, which again doubled the price basically. But it's going to be really accelerated with actual use or with the market. We've stated time and time again that right now is one of the worst conditions to either launch a coin, invest into projects that have either an immediate return, basically, so an TGE, a launch immediately, or in 2 years plus, because the hot spot for cryptos is basically in about 6 months from now, we're all expecting, right? That is really going to start moving up significantly. Again, I base this all on the halving cycle for Bitcoin, but if you seriously take a good look at the Bitcoin price right now, you'd notice that we have not moved in so many weeks in a row. I think like 5 weeks in a row of literally zero movement, and XRP had its settlement within that time frame, and the price moved so significantly. It brought a little bull market for a short amount of time to all the other altcoins, but yet again, Bitcoin did not budge. And I've stated this before. I think a lot of this is manipulated to the idea that Bitcoin spot ETFs came in hot. Ex-SEC chairman says they should probably be accepted. So we know that spot ETFs are probably going to come soon since futures ETFs are also thumbed up on every single field, which means tons of money will be coming in. Yet these analysts say it will probably not move the price. And even in the buy the rumors, sell the news type of fashion, nothing moved the price. I still believe it's manipulation, and I still believe that XRP bouncing at 95 cents instead of at 98 or $1 or $1 is purely so the price wouldn't go too crazy. But I do still believe that based on what we're seeing right now, again, the idea of not everything happens immediately, like this exchange being a little bit late to the party, the gains for XRP that we missed out on at the start here will still come over time, but people need to be patient. We're at the first week of the greatest asset, so to speak, or the most properly regulated asset, being in that position. I'd even like to argue that about 80% of the business world, of these partners and whatnot, don't even know it yet. Probably Ripple sent out an email, right? But it's only been a week. So it might literally even be so that somebody is out for a little vacation, or they haven't gone to their emails from the last couple of business days yet. And so we'll get there like in let's say next week or something. I'm calling this like the grace period where all these guys just don't even freaking know yet. It's kind of funny to realize that we're not there for such a long time. It's been like, how much? 9 days maybe? Anyway, when you really start thinking about what type of status it's got, then it becomes clear. We don't need these immediate gains. People have this propensity to want everything now. But think about it in the span of another 2 years or so. I can't imagine a world right now, and that's the most critical part about this, where Bitcoin gains 500%. Right, going from 30,000 to 150,000. Ethereum goes from $2,000 to $20,000, and XRP doesn't go from 70 cents, whatever, to $15 or something like that. 20x from where it is right now. I can't fathom a world where that does not happen. Honestly, I believe XRP is going to be at least $20 plus. But the idea here that matters the most is that I can't fathom a world where we have very volatile markets. And as I said, XRP is the only properly regulated crypto out there that it doesn't do well. Now, obviously, a lot is going down in the short term, like all these regulatory pieces from Congress, etc., that could stir up everything. But I'd say the only scenario in which XRP doesn't do better than the majority of cryptos out there. So again, the moment that the bull comes back that is going to outperform everything is in the case of the regulations being negative and Bitcoin also not getting into a bull market. I've said it before, I think the official bear market is over. I don't think we're going to see a low this cycle anymore. I think the lowest point is in. And even though we might dip a significant amount again, to, for example, 20,000 per Bitcoin, I don't think that $15,000 mark is going to be seen again this cycle. That marks another couple of points. First of all, that XRP has set a pretty good basis. I don't think XRP will ever go below, I'm personally saying 35, but let's just say 20 cents again ever. It's funny basis to understand that every single time you have these layers, right? Right now, I believe XRP will never go below 35, actually 50, but let's just say as a baseline, 20 cents again. In a similar sense that I think Bitcoin will never go below 15,000 again, half the current price. It's kind of funny that every single cycle you build on that, right? And I think the moment this bull market ends, XRP will probably never go below a couple of dollars again. But again, that will still take another 2 years or so to continue on. So being patient is the best thing to do right now. Basically on the fact that XRP is all about outperforming the rest, not about performing completely without the rest. Because I've said before, it looks as if they're decoupling from Bitcoin a lot, but that does not mean that the money and the interest is just not there. Even from a higher power, an institutional investment perspective, right now the interest in crypto, even though on paper, like they're saying it's the highest, they're all saying it, I should say differently. Vocally, they're saying, oh, we have so much interest. On actual paper and the actual numbers, it's significantly low, but especially from the retail. It's going to start taking a little bit more hype and a little bit more certainty from the regulatory field and all these other cryptos potentially to get the excitement going again for some parties. It just seems as right now, in terms of sentiment, like it was the worst time for Ripple, but probably that's what I personally believe. This is not necessarily true, but it was chosen this way. I still believe that the SEC guys and everything in that field, they knew exactly what was about to happen. At the end of the day, guys, the people at the SEC are also not stupid, but they're manipulative. There's a very good chance they wanted it to happen in exactly this fashion. And there probably also was a reason that they chose to choose Ripple the moment that they did. Before I move on, let me quickly say, guys, if you've not checked it out yet, check out BitGet. A link is down below. It's a crypto exchange I personally use. And right now you can win a ton of prizes by spinning the wheel. And the wheel spins are completely free. You can just see here exactly how to get them. You trade a certain amount, you get a spin. You sign up for some sort of, some cool things on here, or you make a deposit, that type of stuff. You get different spins, which can be $2,000, or a MacBook. It's pretty cool. And then over on Bybit, you can claim yourself an $1,125 XRP trade. And all you have to do is just sign up and do whatever it says right here and get yourself this trade for absolutely free. But for both of these, the link is down below. For Bybit, you do need to KYC though, so you do need to verify your identity. So if you're in the US, I don't think you can use Bybit. With BitGet, I think you can easily use a VPN, etc. Anyway, it's kind of funny how an exchange listing gave me this idea again of, man, we have this idea that everything needs to happen instantly, but even in the banking world, to just think about this, to change a little part of their technology took 40 years. And we're thinking of all these things as if they would happen overnight. Maybe it's just wishful thinking because in crypto, things happen so fast all the time. But perhaps on the, and again, this would be purely logical, Ripple field with the game that they're playing, these things also take weeks, months, years, perhaps even decades, because they've been building for a decade now. And they're not everywhere yet, right? Perhaps that's why the lawsuit came in. No, but in all seriousness, we might have to dial down our immediate result type of expectation and just give it a little bit of time to set in stone and shine. And perhaps the SEC pressure of saying, hey, we're going to appeal. Hey, we're not done. Hey, this is not actually the truth. That might actually add fuel to the fire, where right now over on Twitter, we're seeing all these Bitcoin guys say, no, they've actually not won. It's actually a loss. And since Ripple did lose on the institutional front, perhaps there's more questions still than meets the eye for us simple folk. The way Ripple sees it, the way we see it, and the way the Congress and whatnot see it is Ripple won on the field that XRP is not a security, and that will stay. I don't think anybody can change that. But exactly what this means for institutions, and exactly what this means for the rest of crypto, and exactly what that means for future lawsuits, and exactly what that means for companies trying to invest in crypto right now, that make their interest a little bit vague. I mean, we've seen the report, hopefully you guys have too, about A16Z, Andreessen Horowitz, and their crypto fund. Let's hypothetically speaking say they knew, because they have ex-SEC members, that they cannot officially invest into these sales. Are they now in trouble for doing that because they knew they were doing something which was not allowed? Or are they in the clear because it's the other party facilitating these securities? Well, all those questions are being brought up right now. Right now, we're in one of the most fearful parts of crypto, even though, I guess from an XRP holder perspective, we're in the most exciting part ever. Yet again, from DAI's perspective, and I agree with this too, XRP, the only digital asset in the US with legal clarity, and they can't stand it. The reaction showed just how massive the win was. And this refers to Charles Gasparino, who yet again tried to make an article kind of shaming the judge, trying to shame everything. Perhaps this is all one big psyop, because again, the criticism and the news surrounding all this is just so vague that it makes me think of such deeper meanings in all of it. But hey, for right now, that's my little update here. Exchange relisting doesn't mean much, but the implication is there that perhaps we're just thinking about this all too quickly. We want the direct satisfaction when things just take a little bit of time to build, and perhaps all it takes is a little spark in Bitcoin to move away from the prices which has been at for all these weeks now. It's been there for a long time. As I said before, I think the bull market is back, but the top will take a significant amount of time. I still believe in the cycle, and I still believe in exactly what I described to you guys over the last couple of days here. I'm still extremely bullish. I'm still buying more, but yeah, that's about it. Make sure that you put that notification bell on for in case some crazy news drops. Because again, the SEC might sue somebody tomorrow. You know, Ripple might all of a sudden say they're dropping XRP or that they're buying everything. You know, you don't know. So you want to be notified with whatever update comes out. And I'll see you guys again in another one.